And welcome back to the Gary Goff Show here on WTTF, Cool FM 93.3 and WTTF.com. We are brought to you by the Animal Hospital of Tiffin, CF Professionals Incorporated, Gary Gruse's office, the Ohio Mutual Insurance Group, Jim Kennedy's office, State Farm Insurance, Ed Lape's office, Steyer Seeds, and Tiffin Ace Hardware. So, Coach, told you before the program, you guys are yet to see anybody coming to play you guys with a mark in the L column. I mean, you start off with McKendree with no record, and then, first two games no record. Then you got a 2-0 and a 3-0 coming at you. So
yeah, I didn't notice that until you pointed it out. But we've had the first part of the season is a pretty tough schedule for us, especially playing Michigan Tech and then Grand Valley. But we're excited about the rest of the schedule, the rest of the way. Northwood comes in here. Mike Sullivan, the head coach there, does a great job. And they've gotten better. They struggled last season, but they've got a good football team now. They're fundamentally sound on both sides of the ball. They've got a quarterback in the Shavers kid who's electric. Yeah. And they've changed their offense a little bit. They don't run, the wing tee like they used to a year ago. They're more in the spread and letting this young man, throw some, easy routes and then take off running if nothing's there. So, offensively they're dangerous. I think Shavers had 4 touchdowns last week. 3 for 2, rushed for 129 yards. And anytime you got a quarterback that's that mobile, as every sports fan knows now, especially after watching Michael Vick and Cam Newton, those type of players, it gives a defense fits.
Absolutely.
It's hard for a defense to keep him in their sights. On the defensive side of the ball, they got 2 nose tackles, or a nose tackle and a 3 technique, that interior defensive linemen that are really strong and very physical. They use their hands very well, and they're active at the linebacker position. So, it's going to be a fight. There's no question about that. Every football game always is. But, they're going to come in here 3-0, and we got a chance to get back to 500 for the season, and it's homecoming, a lot of excitement. So, it's a game we need. Game we need to win.
Absolutely. And the Northwood 49-14 victory last weekend over Notre Dame, who's fell to 1-2 and 0-2 in the conference. As we said, they're at 3-0 now. And you speak of Aaron Shavers and the athletic quarterback. It has to present multiple issues for you on the defensive side of the ball. Do you take a linebacker, somebody, and have a key on him, shadow him? I mean, just you have to change your schemes. I mean, it's different than the quarterbacks you faced so far this year, for sure.
No question about it. I don't know if you change your scheme, but I think you got to do a good job with your defensive line and make sure that they can keep him in the pocket. You got to have contain on both sides of the football at all times because he's dangerous. Yeah. But I don't expect anything different out of our defense. They've done a great job all season, and they know what they're in for. They got to get this young man in 3rd and long and keep him in the pocket.
They're another high-scoring team that you guys are playing. They're averaging mid-40s, and if you look at their numbers so far in the season, you can definitely tell that they do like to control the ball on the ground. But like you said, a lot of it is through the quarterback. So is this going to be another game where it's going to be keep away by you guys a little bit? You want to control that time possession?
We're going to run our offense. We have to. We got to get the ball in the end zone. So as much as I loved last week's plan, we were trying to keep a team off the field that scores 65 points a game. We got to finish those drives. So I don't know. We're gonna continue looking at the game plan, but we're going to run our offense and do what we do. I think last week Northwood had the ball for 40 minutes. 40 minutes to Notre Dame's 20.
Wow.
So I know that's their plan. And they have, I don't know exactly what they rushed for. I don't have the stats in front of me, but they rushed for almost 200 and 300 yards, I'm sure. And
they outgained Northwood 400. Northwood outgained Notre Dame 461 to 271 total offense. Yeah. And 334 to 75 yard rushing advantage.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So they're going to run the ball. That's what they want to do, and they want to keep their opponents off the field. I mean, if you're not on the field, you can't score, right?
Exactly. Well, that's the way it normally works. I remember last year when they came here, I believe that the first half was done in like 51 minutes or something like that because all they did was just run the ball. But you say this young man, quarterback Shaver, was not their quarterback last year?
He was their quarterback last year, but he was under center. Okay. They ran more of a wing T type offense. This year they got him back in shotgun, and they still do some of the zone read and those things. But he's dangerous back there in the pocket. Because he's got more space to work with. Mm-hmm. And if you remember right, this week when we played him last year is when we had those 50-mile-an-hour gusts.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah, absolutely.
So it was hard to throw the ball by either team in that game.
Yeah, and you mentioned their head coach Mike Sullivan in his 4th year at Northwood. He seems to be getting this program going in the right direction.
Yeah, he is. I mean, they do a good job recruiting. I know they got a lot of their fullback, who I think is a phenomenal player, is from Georgia.
I was going to say, you're a Georgia guy.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Georgia kids on this roster, I noticed.
Yeah, they go, I'm guessing, they don't really want to recruit against Grand Valley, and those schools they're not going to win some of those battles. We don't see them in Ohio, so they probably go to Florida, Georgia, some other place, get some recruits. And the fullback is a really, really good player, tough kid. He ran hard against us last year. I think he averaged 7 yards a carry last year against us. Right. So yeah, but hey, Mike's a good person. Every time I spoke with him, he's an upbeat guy and very professional, and you can tell on the field his guys play that way and they act that way on the field.
It's a 1:30 kickoff this Saturday. Our pregame coverage on Coast Country 100.9 WMJK will begin at 1 o'clock. All kinds of cool stuff happening with the homecoming weekend. There'll be tailgating going on down at the stadium, all kinds of stuff going on campus. So it's really a great reason to get the family out there. Hopefully a lot of the students will be in town, a lot of the alumni and stuff. So it should be a great atmosphere for a football game.
We're looking forward to it. I know there's a big pep rally Thursday night, and then we got, like we mentioned already, the Hall of Fame dinner Friday. And then they do a kind of a brunch type deal on Saturday mornings. That way, after our walkthroughs on the way to the stadium, they got the alumni and the band and the cheerleaders and everybody out there as we kind of walk through the tunnel. So, starting a little bit of tradition here in that aspect, and it's been good the last two home games, so I expect it to be even better for homecoming.
And then you talked about, as we looked at the schedule with this game, kind of like, this game kind of moves you into the middle part of your schedule. And it's a big run for your team right here coming up the next few weeks, and it all starts with this week, but a great opportunity for your kids to springboard into a nice little run through the middle part of your season.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, the Grand Valley game, two things. The Michigan Tech game, we learned a lot. We learned that we're very young. We didn't travel very well. And then when we lost a few of our key players, we had a lot of guys standing there waiting for somebody else to make plays. You can't do that in sports.
Yes.
If it's your time to get in there, you've got to make the play. You can't wait for somebody else. And then we had Grand Valley come to town, third-ranked team in the country. We didn't really know where we were as a team yet, and they fought them hard for 4 quarters, and it was, a pretty close game. If we made some key plays, you don't know what would have happened. But our kids are excited. They know that if we continue to work hard and take the right steps, that we can win a lot of football games. Still early season. I don't think our school's won a homecoming game since 2006, somewhere in there.
Right.
And I don't think we've won one since we've joined the GLIAC. So this would be a big step in the right direction for our program and for our young kids. They can start, understanding, hey, we can get this done.
Yeah, I do think that belief is really changed. I mean, last year was last year. This year, a whole new season, whole new atmosphere around the team. And I think that you can really see the kids know that there's that corner to turn that corner. It's up ahead. It's just down the road, and it's just how quick can we get there?
I've told them, for the last year, all the little things add up. If you pay attention to detail, all the little bitty things add up. And a quick story about that is one of our coaches pulled into the Shell station over here to get gas, and the lady saw that we had a football shirt on and said, "Oh, you work at the university?" And he said, "Yeah, I do." She said, "I want you to know that when your players come over here, they're the most polite people that come in here all day long."
Wow.
And she said, "I know they're your football players because they wear the Tiffin football gear."
Wow.
And, so little bitty things, they add up. And if we can get 150 guys to always pay attention to detail, pay attention to doing the right thing, not the wrong thing, and nothing in between, the wins will start coming. And, the guys are buying into that, and they believe that.
It's all part of it. You make yourself proud, you make your family proud, you make the community proud, and all that just will build into to victories on the football field.
Well, you go back 8 years ago, Wayne State was exactly like Tiffin University as far as their football program.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You go back a couple of decades ago, Grand Valley was no different. They were very, very similar. So, if you build a foundation, you continue to work hard and get better and continue to do the right thing, the sky's the limit. And our kids are believing that.
Believe in yourself will get wins. Wins will bring confidence.
Exactly.
Then the sky's the ceiling. So let's go ahead and step aside and take another break. When we come back, we'll talk about that young offensive line with one of your assistant coaches here, Scott Preston. So stick around. We'll be back. You are listening to the Gary Goff Show on WTTF, Cool FM 93.3 and WTTF.com.